As everyone knows, as you all been watching, we have a national competition going on.
Yes.
An Outsick competition. This week's Outsick winners. Winners, a couple, newlyweds, Greg and Danielle Stein, were leaving New York on their honeymoon to Hawaii, but due to bad weather and what they thought was bad luck, their plane was forced to land in Dallas, Texas for what was supposed to be a 4-hour delay. Well, 4 mosquito bites later, they were no longer going to Hawaii. Instead, they were going to Baylor University Medical Center, where they're currently being treated for West Nile virus.
They are winning. Oh.
They're both in critical condition.
This is great
They'll be
news.
closely monitored for the next several weeks, and what they thought would be high tides and sunsets while on the beach has turned into high fevers and respiratory problems while on IV.
Wow.
So congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Stein. You are this week's champions. You won Outsick, the home edition, and you'll be getting your copy in the mail.
That's right.
Congratulations. All right, now joining us on the program, we have actor and comedian Max Amini, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Max.
It's so good to see you, Max, because we never see you.
Oh, yes, and not at all, except every weekend, every Saturday night at the Laugh Factory.
At the Laugh Factory. I had a rough week the other week, huh?
Yeah, you were very real on that stage. I didn't know, I was like, okay, here's the punchline. Here's the punchline. And then it was like, no, this is a dramatic story.
Oh, when I got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, I threw out those girls.
Oh, yes. Sunda single-handedly threw out 17 girls from a bachelorette party. It was fascinating to watch.
I thought it was 17, but it was 25. Somebody gave me the math later.
Oh, wow.
First, she just very nicely said, hey, I'm going to bring up the next comedian, which might have been you or maybe someone was on before you.
Yeah, it was me.
It was you.
I was right.
She's like, I'm going to bring on the next guy. Just maybe you guys could just be calm while he's on. And they lost it. They were so upset.
And the second time, and then the third time, that's what did it.
Yeah, I can't tell you how it feels when you're about to go on stage and you lose 25 hot girls in your audience. Just your confidence goes to a whole nother level.
Please, this is Max. You want to hear what he's saying to me? I go to him, I look at him, and I go, Max, were these your people? And he goes, no, look at the text message from my friend.
That's right, your friend said, are these girls ever going to shut
No,
up?
they were definitely annoying. I mean, these girls had way too much drinks before they get to the club. But that's what bachelorette parties are about. They get really, really drunk to make the biggest mistake of their lives before, before the rest of their life.
And then checking you out.
Well, they didn't really. They just passed by me and I was like, hey, where are you guys going? They're like, oh, they kicked us out. And the funny part is, they were all loud. As soon as they got to you, they said nothing. And they put their heads, I watched because I thought, oh, a fight's coming. And they're like, I can't believe she said that. And then they got to you and they just put their heads down and then they went out of the club.
Yeah, they just knew where I came out of. They figured, something. She's had a rough weekend.
Oh, yes.
It was tough. I don't think you would have wanted them to have to deal with that. I mean, when I was on there, they wouldn't shut up, and then they wouldn't have shut up for you.
That's the worst thing for comedy,
worst,
anyways. Yeah, people talking. That's the worst thing.
Because that's when I go to him, I look at Max, I bring him on stage with a big smile, and I go to him, don't engage. Because once you do, there's no more comedy. It becomes. We never want the Michael Richards thing to happen again.
Oh yeah.
The boy flipped.
The boy flipped. That's what Paul Mooney said. The boy flipped.
You can do your act in Farsi?
I can. I'm actually working on. I'm doing a show in Germany, September 15th, and I'm doing an all Farsi stand-up. Wow. So. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I've seen Sunda do another language. I've seen you do Portuguese.
Well, it was a bizarre situation, but yeah.
I only do English.
You do Yiddish!
I don't do my act in Yiddish, though. I only do my act in English.
I mean, well, it's good to be able to be that kind of a person to try to reach out and do other things, but since you're the Verizon guy, you don't have to do anything. You just go on stage and they know you're famous.
That's true. They know right off the bat. They can't believe it.
If you just learn how to say, can you hear me now, in many different languages.
Right, it'd be huge.
It would be huge.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right.
It would be huge. But now we have a crossover of a fan base. So now I've got Max's friends, and Max has my friends, and then sometimes we don't know whose friends they are, and the people are like, I don't know, Max. I go to your school. Yeah. I'm one of the moms. And I go, oh, I knew that. I tell them I knew that, but I don't know that.
But then you did the kids show and
no, we are doing another kids show, by the way. We're doing another kids show.
That was
very
so
popular.
much fun.
There's tremendous
so
appeal
much
to the kids.
And the cool thing is the kids are amazing. When the kids, they don't lie. You can tell when they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, they'll let you know they don't like you. So it's an amazing audience. But this whole Farsi thing, I'll tell you where it started from. One night I was at the Laugh Factory and this guy came up to me and said, he watched the show. It was beginning of my career. Maybe it was 8 years ago. And he said, "Oh my God, you were fantastic." He hugged me. He goes, "I have a party at my house. I want you to come do jokes." I said, "This doesn't work. The way we do stand-up is not going to work." He goes, "No, don't ever say no to me. I'll pay you whatever you want." I was like, he goes, no, I pay you big time. Okay, and gave me his address. I couldn't say no to this guy. I show up to the house. And I never forget, this was a memorable event in my life. He opens the door, beautiful house, Persian rugs, chandelier, like full-on Persian house. And he's got about 20 guests sitting around the living room.
The chairs?
You know, having their sunflower seed like this. And the guy goes, "Okay, Mr. Comedian, perform. And I just walked in the house, and I stand in the middle of the living room, and I said, "Go, joke, go." And I'm not kidding. I started doing my stand-up. And like, hey, you know, I'm from the East Coast. They're like, no one's laughing. 6-7 minutes goes, I am melting. I'm sweating so much, I wanted to die. And in the middle, the guy goes, "What is he saying?" And so they're all just looking at me, and I'm literally sweating, and I'm like, and the only person that's laughing is the owner. And he's laughing loud. He's like, ah. And I'm like, dude, you are not helping. This is terrible. So I finish, and nobody claps except he claps. And then in Farsi, I said a couple of lines. I said, "Oh, my mom is Turkish, and my dad is from Esfahan." These are like well-known cities. And I did a couple of jokes, and they died laughing. And I'm like, wait a minute. This whole time I'm doing this whole thing, this is not what they want to hear. They want to hear this Farsi stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
That's when I left, and I started learning, and it was a great experience. The guy hugged me, and then he goes, "You did fantastic." Pulled out $50. He goes,
I never give you $50.
Well, listen, we gotta go, Max. Thank you very much. Tell us where they can see you. You got the website, the Twitter.
Twitter is
Max
awesome.
Comedian,
Max,
right?
Yeah, at Max Comedian. And you can catch me on Swinda's show Saturday nights at 8 o'clock.
All right.
We'll be there heckling.
For sure. And that the crazy lady, too.
Invite her. Well, the crazy lady. You have to invite my neighbor, the crazy lady.
All right.
Now, I just want to say one thing.
Sure.
How do we say goodbye to everybody in Farsi?
Khodafis.
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 I don't think anybody Iranians watching the show, are they?
Merci.
A lot of Iranians watch the show?
Yes!
Oh, okay. Khodafis.
Hey, we'll be right back. Max Comedian.